Hey, welcome back. Today we're going to talk about adding and subtracting positive and negative numbers. So this is a classic thing that lots of people have a lot of trouble with. So I'm going to show you guys just one way. There's a lot of different ways. There's some fun ways, there's some less fun ways. Depends on who you are. I'm going to show you just the straight rules. All right. These always work. If they're not your favorite, come back to another video because I got other ways. All right. So we're going to start looking at adding positive and negative numbers. What we call those positive and negative whole numbers, including zero, are integers. Now, outside of a middle school math class, the word integers is not used very much, but in a middle school math class, even high school math classes, this word will come up a lot. So understanding that it just means a whole number, positive, negative, and zero. That's all it is. That's just a number. All right. So when we're adding numbers together, if they have the same sign, and what I mean by the same sign is a sign is either positive or negative. An example of a positive sign would be the number 2. Right? We don't have to write the plus, it's already there. And an example of a negatively signed number is -2. There we go. Positive sign, negative sign. So, first, if the two numbers we're adding together have the same sign, what do? You add the numbers together. Add them together. You can't read that. That's in cursive. That's okay. You add them together. Okay. You add those numbers together. Here's an example. Okay. Oh, but the last part is you have to keep the sign. So here we go. 2 plus 2. Same sign. They're both positive. Add the numbers. Okay. And we keep the sign. They're both positive. If we do it with negatives, -2 plus -2, we just add the numbers. They have the same sign. We add them together. It's 4. But we look, both of their signs was negative, so the answer remains negative as well. When they're the same sign, add them up. Here we go. -13 plus -12. What am I doing here? First thing you might be wondering is, why do I have parentheses around the second number and not the first number? This parentheses here is just for tidiness, okay? It's so that we don't have a plus and a minus next to each other with nothing in between. If we didn't have it, it would look like this. And that's a little confusing. We don't know where the number is, where the operation is. Determining where each of those is important. It's -13 plus -12. Okay, that's why I put the parentheses around that, to show that that's the number, -12. What do we notice? They have the same sign. They have the same sign. We just add the numbers up. 13 and 12 makes 25. But their sign, though the same, is negative, so our answer has to be negative as well. And we can do this with positive numbers. We do 11 plus 23. We just add the numbers up. As you can see, I don't put that parentheses around because there's no extra things in there, right? I only do it if there's a plus and a minus right next to each other. That's 34. I add them up. What's my sign? It's going to be positive because these two are both positive. Okay. Now, that's the easy one. And that's going to come up a lot when we add numbers with the same sign. What happens if they're different signs? I'm going to erase this. I'm going to look at what happens when they're different signs. What's really cool about negatives is if you can you can grasp what's going on, you'll notice that it's always the opposite of what we've learned to do in the past. When we add numbers, when they're negative, it's just the opposite. We start subtracting. So, if I'm adding numbers with different signs, the first thing is we subtract the two. Okay. So, if I have negative 5 plus 3, negative 5 plus 3. First thing we're going to do is just subtract those two numbers. Don't even worry that one's negative, one's positive. Just subtract. 5 minus 3 is 2. So I know my answer has the number 2 in it. Is it positive or is it negative 2? That's the last question we need to ask. So what we do is we look at our two numbers, negative 5 and 3. We find which one's bigger. Which number is bigger, 5 or 3? I hope you said 5, because that is the correct answer. 5 is bigger than 3. And since 5 is bigger than 3, we keep the sign of the bigger number. So our answer is negative 2. There you go. Let's do one more example. Let's say it is 20 plus negative 11. 20 plus negative 11. Same thing, we subtract the two numbers. 20 minus 11 is 9. Which number is bigger, 20 or 11? 20 is bigger, so we keep the sign, and I can even write a little plus there. Plus 9. Okay. You ready for the big one? Those are the rules for if they're the same sign or they're different signs. That's how we add integers. That's how you can add every single integer using those two rules. If you're wondering, now what do you do when there's a subtraction problem? Well, there's a neat trick. You ready? If you've seen my division video on fractions, you might have heard this already, but we have some KCF going on here. So I'm going to write down these letters, K, C, F. I'm not going to take the time in this video to explain why this works. If you want to know why it works or how it works, you can watch another video. I'm just going to show you guys that it does work, and it works every time. And if this works for you, use it. It's your tool. Use it. If you like it, it's yours. K, C, F. K stands for keep. C stands for change. And F stands for flip. So I'm going to write down a subtraction problem. Okay, we're going to use KCF, and it'll turn it into an addition problem. And we've just learned those rules. So let's see how it works. I've got 15 minus negative 3. Okay, so KCF, keep 15. I'm going to keep it. I'm going to change into a plus. Now this last one I'm going to flip. I'm going to flip it to its opposite, right? It's going to go upside down, opposite. The opposite of negative 3 is positive 3. It's opposite. Same thing. 3, its opposite is negative 3. So we're going to do that. And here we go. We have now an addition problem. This is great. We know what happens when they're the same sign. We add them up. And we keep the sign of the two numbers we added. They're positive. There you go. 15 minus negative 3 gives us 18. Let's do one more. Negative 12 minus 5. Same thing here. Keep, change, flip. Keep negative 12. We keep the first number always. We're going to change that minus into a plus. And then we're going to flip this 5 into a minus 5. Wow, look at that. Boom. Same thing. We've got two numbers now that we're adding. They have the same sign. We add them together. That makes 17. They're both negative, so we make it negative 17. I'll make that a little bit more clear. All right. These are the rules. If that makes sense, awesome. If it doesn't, check out another video. There's a lot of different ways to look at this. This is just one of those ways. Stay smart, stay safe. I'll see you next time.